Greetings everyone, update 29.6 is live on PC, and this is the last major update for PC for 2020. Console releases, like usual, will be at a later date. This update launches Operation Orphix Venom that, due to access restraints on my end, I am unable to cover within this video, and therefore it will receive its own video at a later date from this channel. Now, it is important to note that the new Warframe Lavos has been added to the game with this update, and it is available for 645 Platinum through its own collection or 325 Platinum by itself. As for how to acquire Lavos outside of the Platinum purchase, you can acquire its parts through the Operation Vendor of the Father on Deimos. Lavos' collections will cost you 645 Platinum, as mentioned beforehand, and it includes the Warframe's alternate helmet that by itself costs 75 Platinum, the Cedo primary weapon that by itself costs 240 Platinum, the Vitum Syandana that by itself 105 Platinum, a 3-day affinity and credit booster, plus the exclusive Orbiter decoration of the Transmutation Probe. When it comes to this decoration, you can only get it at the moment of recording through the purchase of the 645 Platinum collection. Lastly, for the Warframe, Lavos has a Laverian exhibit available through its Codex tab and Market tab. Moving on from the new Warframe and items, the Necramech Void Rig now has a skin in the form of the Brunt Spra, and it is available for 120 Platinum. With this update focusing on Necramechs, we do have Necramech Changes and Fixes. Bone Widow's Iron Bride can now do a neutral and forward heavy attack that throws a damaging projectile. You can now control the direction of Bone Widow's meat hook ability instead of being stuck in the initial direction before activating. You can now mix and match Necramech helmets on both Bone Widow and Void Rig in the arsenal. Void Rig and Bone Widow are available in the market as well as their corresponding weapons. Void Rig and Bone Widow both cost 375 Platinum each, and their Necramech weapons cost 250 Platinum each. Moving on, fully crafted components for the Necramech and weapons are now tradable. They have removed the Gravamag requirement on Arcwing weapons for Necramechs. Vazarin's Dash, Trinity's Blessing, Equinox's Mend, the Rejuvenate Aura, and Arcane Pulse can no longer heal Necramechs, with a note from DE that out of 21 sources of healing, these 5 slipped through. Necramechs now transition to the aiming pose faster when in the air. They have fixed a crash that could occur if a Bone Widow was using Iron Bride at the wrong moment on returning to town. They fixed an issue where you would get a second jump sound when aiming with a Necramech in the air. An issue where Revive XP penalty didn't always apply to the Necramech gun if it was the same gun as your heavy slot or Arcwing loadout. Your first in-world waypoint not appearing if done in your Necramech. Neither the host nor client not receiving Thermia if they are in the Necramech when the reward is given. They fixed a potential issue with size visual if you were in a Necramech when it tried to give you a scanner charge, and they fixed the UI remaining scrambled after entering your Necramech in a Voam residue puddle. As for the game's overall changes, DE have replaced weapon blueprint requirements in Necroloid sacrifices with the associated barrel component blueprint, thus removing the mastery rank restriction on advancing ranks. The Basmu and the Seti Lacero blueprints are now tradable. Inbox messages with transmissions now have a replay button that pulses. A mastery rank requirements pop-up will now show when trying to purchase a weapon you're not eligible for yet, and Banshee Prime's systems blueprint has been changed from rare to uncommon. The following are the Isolation Vault and Arcana Bounty Changes and Fixes. DE have rebalanced Isolation Vault rewards to account for corrected behavior, where the base Isolation Vault was not dropping from all possible rewards, DE noting. To break down the issue, from the changes in 29.5.9, you would get one reward for completing the whole Isolation Vault, and the one it gives you is from the bin matching the difficulty of the Isolation Vault. So, a Tier 1 Isolation Vault could only roll from the Commons bin. Tier 2 could only roll from the Uncommons, and Tier 3 from the Rares. The Isolation Vault bounties now combine all 3 newly balanced tiers. They have removed the unintentional 2,500 Endo reward from the possible Isolation Vault rewards. Isolation Vault bounties disappearing from the Necrolist mother after completing them for clients until you reload the Necrolist hub. Lastly, they fixed matchmaking settings, mixing tiers of Isolation Vault bounties, resulting in the player being put into the incorrect Isolation Vault bounty. So you search for tier 3 and you get put into tier 1. Now to conclude, we have the game's overall fixes with update 29.6. DE have fixed a crash when transferring to the operator while simultaneously activating a remote observer in Captura. They fixed issues with Barokatir's new Prisma dual Decurions having a placeholder tag, missing icons, and the wrong texture when used as a heavy weapon. They fixed the Prisma dual Decurions not having the intended 2 V polarities by default, clients falling through the map while equipping a K drive, the conservation tag rewards not showing the count when there's more than one tag given. They fixed missing Kayla Dathame's central platforms during her boss fight when skipping her cutscene, an arc gun becoming invisible and being unable to reload it when summoned as Mag, and casting her absorb form of Magnetize. They fixed the missing spinning around your finger animation for the Euphona Prime alt file, mouse movement being shared between Warframe and the Epic overlay when the Epic social menu is open. They fixed the boss health bar appearing when viewing the Shadow Stalker and Acolyte Codex entries. They fixed Dojo pigment icons overlapping the end of mission reward screen UI. And lastly, for update 29.6 Orphix Venom, they fixed the overlapping UI and offset scroll bar when clicking a market bundle item and backing out to the bundle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.